Gang stalking is a psychiatric experiment, first and foremost. The noise harassment, the stalking, the getting people to watch you, the first objective of it is to annoy you and to see how much you can take before they administer the drugs, either through liquid form in your food, because they're learning your habits, where you go out to eat, what you eat at home, where you go grocery shopping. So the first purpose of it is to see how much you can tolerate before they administer the drugs. The second thing is see how much you can tolerate while they administer the drugs. Because if you think about psychiatric disorders, almost all of them are related to stress. And so really, these disorders don't really exist. It's really how much stress you can take. So they're trying to drug you in a way that's harmful to you in order for you to tolerate all the BS that comes with living in modern day society. So those are the first two things. And so also the other objectives are to get you afraid. When you're afraid, you're more likely to close your windows and put bars on the windows, secure your doors, etc. And what this does is it creates like a almost airtight room in order for them to spray your room. Okay, they would have to spray the entire neighborhood, with this, when they talk about chemtrails and stuff. I don't know how true it is, but they would pretty much have to spray the whole fucking place just to drug one person, which they don't necessarily want to do, especially since a lot of people who work for them live in these neighborhoods with, next to you and whatnot. And some of the people who watch you are living in your neighborhood, whatever. So the noise harassment and the intimidation, that's why they use gang members. That's why they use people. So you get the feeling that these people are watching you. The logical assumption to make is that these people might harm you. So then you lock up. So that helps them administer the drugs. And, a lot of you might come to the conclusion, well, why didn't I think of this before? Well, I'm the son of two doctors, one of them a brain surgeon. I've been studying psychiatry for fucking 20 years. All the tactics of it, the history of it, the sociological implications, what they're capable of, etc., etc. When I was in the psych ward one time, I tasted something funny in the coffee. I first started noticing that they were doing this in the psych ward when I tasted something funny in the coffee. I've been noticing for a while now, I don't know, maybe a year or so, maybe more, that, I wake up with, probably a couple years now, I wake up with stuffy nose and a sore throat, and I developed acid indigestion. I thought it might be due to the side effects of the medication. Now I'm leaning toward more it's due to the, the acid indigestion. I knew the nose had to do with the aerosol sprays. Now I feel like it's more to do with that because the medication that they're trying to administer to me is very acidic, Depakote, things of this nature, okay? So it's going to cause you sore throat, runny nose, it's going to cause you to feel dizzy and things of this nature, and stiff. When you start feeling stiff, and you start having trouble thinking, you don't feel like your normal self, this is a good signs that they're administering their drugs. They're trying to see what dose they can get away with. That's part of the experiment, is watching you. That's why they need to watch you. They need to learn your habits. They need to see what dosage they can get away with and how much they can turn it up. And when they get mad at you and they feel like you're acting up too much, they'll turn up the dosage a little bit more. And that's part of what made it extremely obvious to me where I had to speak on it. It's very apparent to me what they were doing. I've always suspected this for years now, but now I have my absolute proof. I basically outsmarted them, I offended them, and they took great offense. Basically, I was going through the motions of making a video about how there was 258 rapes, forcible rapes, not to mention attempted rapes, groping, different forms of sexual assault, but forcible rapes alone, in San Jose alone. Because while these bootlickers were doing these immoral experiments on people to bring in social control and mind control and all kinds of sick, immoral, unscrupulous, repugnant fucking activities, people were getting raped, people were getting stabbed, murdered, robbed. All kinds of horrible things are happening. And if you've been following the news, San Jose has a budget, and they don't respond to some calls and all sorts of things, because their budget. So this is how they're using their manpower. They've sold out to Big Pharma to help them do their big pharmaceutical / government experiment. The most appropriate way to describe this is psychiatric stalking in all the groups at their disposal. And I would like to end this by saying to all the controllers, all the gang stalkers, all the shrinks, this is what happens. And these sorts of things happen when you try to oppress a person or a people who are smarter than you are. You fucking imbeciles.